Improvisation will always lead you to the heart of the scene, to the true meaning of the scene, to what's really going on. You know that a big part of acting when you're preparing work is making choices, right? It's a big part of acting. Stella Adler famously said, "The talent is in the choices." You also know you don't always make the best choice, right? Sometimes you make limited choices, and those are the choices that a good acting teacher jumps on. What do you mean the scene's about that? Have you considered the scene's about this? Oh, thank you, Mr. Teacher. Well, if in fact you make a limited choice in your preparation of your scene work, and you then plug in the improv will not allow you to fulfill that choice. Just as you're about to do work that fulfills this choice you made, the improv will grab you by the seat of the pants and keep you from going through the door of that choice. And instead, it'll throw you across the room to the door of another choice, and you didn't even know that door was available. It's another way of looking at this. I remember being impressed once. I saw a scene in class. Joe and Mary did a scene. It was really good. And then I said, okay, do an XYZ improv. And they did the improv, and it was great. Blew the roof off. Everybody was really impressed. So while the class is applauding and hooting and hollering, and Mary's walking around like this, and Joe looked like this. And I said, Joe, what's the problem? And he said, look, Steve, Mary and I rehearsed well. And it went well tonight. It was better than any run-through we've done in our rehearsals the past few weeks. I know it wasn't perfect, Steve. I know I muscled a couple of transitions, and there was that emotional spot where I could have gone deeper. But it still was pretty damn good. And Steve, when we were rehearsing, I made a choice. I chose that this scene is about, the purpose for this scene's existence in the script is that this is the place where my character discovers how much he loves Mary's character. And I made all my subsequent choices in service of that larger choice for the whole scene. Well, when we did the improv, everything changed. I mean, it was strange. It was wonderful. It was so spontaneous and exciting. It was a feeling of like we weren't doing the scene. It was like the scene was doing us. It was like a tiger ran through the scene and I just grabbed on the tail and went with it. It was phenomenal. But I discovered that not for a single moment did I feel any love. Instead, while we were doing this great scene, I felt my toes were feeling jealousy. My knees, my belly, I was like consumed with jealousy. And I realized as we were doing this that this scene is not about how much I love Mary's character, but how jealous my character is of Mary's character. And that's a whole different scene. And what's pissing me off, Steve, is I've been an actor for 25 years. I mean, I've done 6 Broadway shows. I was a regular on 2 long-term series. I've guest starred in over 100 other shows. I studied with Lee and Stella and Sandy and Bobby and Manny, Mo and Jack. I mean, I know how to work. What I'm mad about is how did I miss that this is a scene about jealousy? With all my experience and knowledge, how did I miss that? That's what I'm pissed off at. Not the improv, not you, but me. Joe, calm down. Where is it written that you have to be perfect? Where is it written that when you get sides or you're working on a scene in a script that you're going to make the perfect choice every time? Why do you have that burden? Yeah, I know, Steve. Don't give me that hippy-dippy shit. I should have known. All right, Joe, let's get clear on this. You're pissed off because you didn't discover that this was a scene about jealousy. You made the choice it's a scene about love. That's right, Steve. I chose this was a scene about awakening love, and it's not. It's a scene about destructive jealousy. How did I miss it? Are you sure you missed it? I don't recall anybody in class giving you a note that this scene's about jealousy. We didn't even talk about the scene. I just said do an XYZ improv. So how do you know it's a scene about jealousy? Well, I discovered it when we did the improv. Now I'm really confused, Joe. First you're telling me you're pissed off because you didn't discover the scenes about jealousy. Now you're telling me you discovered the scenes about jealousy. And how much longer did it take for you to make the discovery that it's a scene about jealousy? Well, just the 5 minutes of doing the scene as an improv. So, on top of all the rehearsal you and Mary did, you did one more hunk of 5 minutes of rehearsing, and you discovered what the scene's really about. Yeah, I guess that's right. And there might be some really smart guy at home who can break down a scene and make a perfect choice every time. But that's no guarantee that Mr. Smart Guy can get up and play that choice. You not only discovered it's a scene about jealousy, but you discovered it at the very moment you nailed it. You played it. Spontaneity. And the right choice. I get it. What do you get? Improvisation's an insurance policy. You got it. You're right. Improvisation, just tack on the 5-minute improv on top of all your traditional work. And if you went wrong somewhere in your traditional preparation, the improv will not let it happen, and it will throw you to the right place, even if you never considered what the right place was. Improvisation will lead you to things you did not previously consider about the scene. That's what improv does for you. It gives you access to the unknown. It allows you to go beyond your imagination to access the unknown. You all know what you know, right? But as Wittgenstein says, I don't know what I don't know. And you don't know what you don't know. Well, just because you don't know about things, should you be denied access to those goodies? Wouldn't you like to have a tool that's not dependent on how smart you are or how vivid your imagination is? But it'll take you to realms you did not consider. Whether it's a large thing like a whole other world, Atlantis, whatever, or a micro thing like a different choice for what a scene is about. What do you think Shakespeare's talking about when Hamlet says, "There are more things in heaven and earth than dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio"?